Picture this scenario. It's late at night, you are sitting at your desk, and you're just staring at your English notes. The room is quiet, but your mind is incredibly loud.
Oh, yeah. You feel incredibly tired.
Right. Your brain feels completely empty after a long, stressful day of work, or maybe school. You look at the textbook, you look at your glowing phone, you sigh heavily, and then you whisper the famous lie to yourself. You say, "I'll study tomorrow."
Yes. We all know that lie perfectly well. It's a very comfortable lie in the moment, But we also know the uncomfortable truth. Tomorrow usually becomes next week.
Yeah, exactly.
And next week almost always becomes next month.
It really does. And I mean, that is why our mission today is just so important. In this deep dive, we're going to learn exactly how you can keep growing and improving your English, even when your energy, your inspiration, and your motivation are completely gone.
Welcome to the Smart English YouTube channel. I am Carol.
And I am Demian. We are professional English teachers, and our goal is to make learning fun, clear, and highly effective for you. We speak clearly and use natural, everyday English so you can practice your listening skills while learning something, well, incredibly useful.
So before we jump into today's topic, please take a quick second to hit the subscribe button and follow the Smart English channel. And make sure you leave a comment below. We genuinely love reading about your personal English journal.
Today, we are exploring a very special deep dive into Smart English Chapter 23. The title of our discussion today is No Motivation. Use discipline to keep your English growing.
Right, because the honest truth is some days you feel highly motivated, you watch English videos, you take pages of beautiful notes, and you repeat phrases enthusiastically. I mean, it feels easy.
But on other days, you feel stressed, you feel lazy, you are simply not in the mood. So, let's unpack this. Why do we always fall into the trap of saying, "I'll study tomorrow"? Why is it so hard to just open the book?
Well, the source text diagnoses this problem perfectly. It says, we are trapped in the motivation cycle. Let's look at the classic Monday to Friday story to really understand how this cycle tricks our brains.
Well, the Monday to Friday story is so relatable. I think everyone listening has experienced this at least once.
Absolutely. So imagine it's Monday morning. You wake up feeling incredibly inspired. You tell yourself, I am going to change my life right now. I will study English every single day.
Monday is magic.
It is. And on that Monday, you actually do it. You sit down and study for 40 whole minutes. You feel powerful, proud, and completely unstoppable.
But then, Tuesday arrives, you had a bad night of sleep, and you are tired. You look at your books and tell yourself, well, I worked so hard yesterday, just a quick break today.
Exactly. Then on Wednesday, you are very busy. Your boss gives you extra work, or your family needs your attention. You simply don't have the time to sit down for 40 minutes.
Right. And by Thursday, your energy is completely gone. You sit on the comfortable couch and spend the whole evening just looking at your phone, scrolling through social media, totally ignoring your English notes.
And finally, Friday comes. You look at your English books, you feel a terrible sense of guilt, and you just give up. You say, well, I ruined this week. I'll just start again next week.
Yeah, that is the motivation cycle in action. It goes from high to low to absolutely nothing. I was actually thinking about this, and I have an analogy. Relying on motivation to learn English is exactly like waiting for perfect sunny weather to go for a run outside.
Oh, I love that comparison. Motivation is really like a fair weather friend. For those listening, a fair weather friend is a friend who only wants to spend time with you when things are fun and easy. When the weather is fair and sunny.
Yeah.
But when it rains, they just disappear.
Yeah, think about it. If you only put on your running shoes when the sky is completely blue, the temperature is absolutely perfect, and you feel 100% rested,
Yeah.
how often you're actually going to run?
Well, depending on the season, you might run only once a month. You certainly won't become a marathon runner, right?
Exactly. If you wait for the perfect weather, you'll never get fit. You have to run when it's cloudy. You have to run when it's slightly cold. You have to run when you would really rather stay in your warm bed.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, the antidote, the cure for bad weather, is a sturdy raincoat. The word sturdy means strong, something that won't break easily in a storm. The sturdy raincoat for your English learning is discipline.
A sturdy raincoat. I like that.
Motivation comes and goes like the wind. But discipline is what keeps your English growing when the motivation completely disappears.
So what does discipline actually look like on a rainy, tired day?
Well, discipline has a very different voice than motivation. Discipline says, I am tired, I am busy, I really don't feel like studying, but I'll do 5 to 10 minutes anyway.
Here is where it gets really interesting. We know we need that sturdy raincoat. We know we need to do the 5 minutes. But how do we actually build that discipline? I mean, how do we force ourselves to put on that raincoat when our brain is screaming at us to stay on the comfortable couch?
We have to actively reprogram our minds. And the text gives us a wonderful tool for this called shadowing phrases.
Shadowing phrases. Are these like those positive quotes people post on social media with pictures of sunsets?
Ha! No, not at all. These aren't cheesy or overly emotional internet quotes. These are serious, firm commands that you give to yourself. We are going to walk you through some of these key phrases right now and explain exactly what they mean.
I love this. We want you, the listener, to actively participate. We're
And
going to teach you a phrase, and we want you to repeat it slowly and out loud.
yes, speaking out loud is crucial because it trains your mouth muscles and your brain at the exact same time. So let's practice. I will say the phrase, explain it quickly, and then give you time to repeat it. Ready? Phrase number 1. I don't feel like studying, but I'll do 5 minutes. Go ahead, your turn. Say it out loud right now.
Give it a try.
Yeah.
Excellent. Now, here's the next one. Motivation is low, discipline is working. This means you are acknowledging that the feeling is gone, but the action is still happening. So, your turn. Repeat it out loud for us.
Great job. Let's try another powerful command. I am building a habit, not chasing a mood. To chase means to run after something, trying to catch it.
Right.
You can't catch a mood. A mood changes all the time. But a habit is solid. So your turn. I am building a habit, not chasing a mood. Say it now.
Very nice. And just one more phrase. Future me will thank me for this. This means the version of you who exists tomorrow or next year will be so grateful that you did the work today. Your turn. Say it out loud.
Very well done. Repeating these commands slowly, especially on bad days, helps shift your mindset. Now, let's move to an interactive exercise from the text. This involves some 10-second pause questions.
This means we are going to ask you a question and we want you to answer it honestly, out loud, right wherever you are.
Exactly. You don't need to pretend to be strong. You just need to be honest with yourself. Try to answer in English. Here's the first question. Think about your past. How many times did you tell yourself, I'll start again on Monday? You have 10 seconds. Answer out loud now.
Go ahead. Think about it. Be honest.
I know my answer is pretty high.
Oh, yeah. My answer to that is probably 100 times. Now for the second question. Think about your tired days. When you feel completely exhausted, do you usually do zero English or do you do a tiny bit of English? Answer out loud now.
Just say the first thing that comes to mind. 0. Or a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, and here's the final question. Think about your daily learning process. What is harder for you? Starting the study session or continuing once you have already started? Answer out loud now.
Take a second. Starting or continuing?
Yeah.
Those are powerful questions. You know, analyzing why starting is so difficult brings up an interesting point. It's kind of like pushing a heavy car.
Oh, that's a good visual.
Getting the car to move that very first inch is incredibly hard. But once the car is rolling, it's much easier to keep pushing. Starting is always the heaviest part. But thinking about pushing that heavy car when I'm tired makes me want to push back on this whole idea a little bit.
Well, please do. What is on your mind?
Well, isn't it kind of depressing to study when you are absolutely miserable? We always hear from teachers that learning should be fun. If I am exhausted and I force myself to read English grammar, I am definitely not having fun. Shouldn't I wait until I feel happy and energetic to learn?
This raises a profoundly important question. It's a very common belief that we must feel good in order to do good work. But the text introduces a vital concept here, and this might be the biggest aha moment of our whole deep dive. You must learn to separate your feelings from your actions.
Separating feelings from actions. Walk me through how that actually works.
Well, it means you are allowed to be grumpy while you study.
Really?
Yes, you don't need to change your feelings to change your actions. You can hold two different truths in your mind at the exact same time. Truth number 1 is your feeling. I feel terrible, I am tired, and I am very grumpy.
Okay, I definitely have that feeling often.
Right. And truth number 2 is your action. I'll still show up and do 5 minutes anyway. You don't have to fight your bad mood. You don't have to force a smile. You just say, yes, I am tired, and I'll do 5 minutes.
Wow. So you acknowledge the bad feeling, but you completely remove its power. You don't let the bad mood control the action.
Exactly. You do the work first, and the good feelings will come later. After you finish those 5 minutes, you will feel a sense of pride. You will feel accomplished because you kept a promise to yourself.
That relieves a massive burden. I don't have to be perfectly happy to learn English. I just have to do it. Okay, so we have the mindset. We have permission to be grumpy. We have the commands to reprogram our brains. But if my brain is completely exhausted, I am probably just going to forget to study entirely.
Yeah, that happens.
So how do we actually put this into practice? We need a system.
You are entirely right. We need a system, and not just any system, as the text calls it. We need a system that is too small to fail. Willpower is limited. Think of willpower like the battery on your mobile phone.
Oh,
When you wake up, it's at 100%. But every decision you make during the day drains the battery. By the time you get home, your willpower battery is at 0%.
So what is the strategy when motivation and willpower are both completely dead?
There is a fantastic 4-part strategy detailed in the source. Step 1 is to define your minimum habit.
A minimum habit, what does that mean exactly?
It's the absolute bare minimum amount of work you will do, even on your worst, most stressful days. For example, maybe your minimum habit is listening to 5 minutes of an English deep dive.
Like this one.
Exactly. Or perhaps your minimum habit is repeating 5 English phrases out loud, or speaking about your day in English for just 3 minutes.
I have to challenge this. Is 5 minutes really enough? Honestly, it feels way too small. If I want to become fluent in English and I only do 5 minutes a day, it seems like it will take me 100 years to learn the language.
I completely understand why you feel that way. Mathematically, 5 minutes doesn't seem like a lot. But this isn't about mathematics, it's about psychology. The logic from the text is simple. 5 minutes is infinitely better than 0.
But how does doing so little actually help my psychology?
The goal of the minimum habit is to create a system that is too small to fail. If you set a goal of studying for 1 hour, you will fail on your bad days. And when you fail, you feel guilty and you quit. But if you set a goal of 5 minutes, you can always succeed, even when you are sick or tired.
Oh, I see. So it protects the habit from dying. It keeps the fire burning, even if it's just a tiny flame.
Precisely. If it's a wonderful day and you feel great, of course, do more. Study for an hour, watch a whole movie in English. But on terrible days, you still do the minimum 5 minutes. You do this to maintain your identity as a person who shows up.
A person who shows up.
Yeah.
I really love that identity.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have a tiny minimum habit, but how do we make sure we actually remember to do it?
That brings us to step 2. Use triggers, not willpower.
Triggers. Do you mean setting an alarm on my phone?
Well, a phone alarm is one type of trigger, but it's not the best one. Your brain is lazy. It loves doing things it already knows how to do because that saves energy. The best triggers are things you already do every single day without even thinking about them. You attach your new English habit to an old, existing daily routine.
Give me a real-world example of how that works.
Let's say you always drink a cup of coffee right after breakfast. You do it every single morning. That is a solid habit. You can create a trigger. After I finish my morning coffee, I will do 5 minutes of English listening.
Ah, I see. The brain doesn't have to make a new decision.
Exactly. The trigger finishing the coffee happens anyway. Your English practice simply rides on the back of that existing habit.
That is incredibly smart. It's like a train attaching to another train.
Yes.
I always brush my teeth before sleep. I could say, before I brush my teeth at night, I will review 5 English phrases. The action of walking into the bathroom becomes the automatic trigger for my English habit.
Perfect example. You completely remove the need to make a difficult decision. It just becomes an automatic part of your day.
Okay, so we have the minimum habit and we have the daily triggers. What is the next step of the strategy?
The next step is track your actions, not your emotions.
What does that mean, tracking actions instead of emotions?
It means you don't write down in a journal, "Today I felt very motivated to learn English." Nobody cares about the feeling. You track the physical action. You ask yourself one simple question at the end of the day. Did I show up today? Yes or no?
I tried tracking my habits with a fancy journal once, but I lost the journal after 3 days. How should we track this, yes or no, so we don't fail?
Keep it extremely simple and highly visible. The text suggests taking a normal paper calendar, putting it on your wall, and marking a big red X on every single day you complete your minimum habit.
Oh, I really like that visual aspect. Seeing those X marks in a row must be very satisfying.
It is. You count how many days in a row you can keep your streak going. And tracking does something magical to your mindset. It teaches your brain a new fact. It teaches your brain, I am a person who keeps promises.
I am a person who keeps promises. That completely changes how you view yourself. So what does this all mean for our listener right now? We have the theory, we know how to separate feelings from actions, and we have the system.
It means it is time to put it into practice. We have a concrete plan for you to use this week. The source provides a fantastic three-step discipline challenge.
A three-step challenge. Let's hear.
Right.
What is step one?
Step one, write your one-sentence rule. In English, you need to write down this exact sentence. Even when I have no motivation, I will do at least 5 minutes of English.
Even when I have no motivation, I will do at least 5 minutes of English.
Okay. And where should they put this sentence?
Put it somewhere you will see it every single day. Write it on a piece of paper and tape it to your bedroom wall. Write it on a sticky note and put it on your bathroom mirror.
Oh.
Or make it the lock screen picture on your mobile phone. Just make it visible.
Got it. What is step 2 of the challenge?
Step 2. Choose your minimum habit. You need to select just one habit.
Just one. Why not 3? Because 3 is too complicated for a bad day. Make it simple. Listen to an English podcast for 5 minutes. Or speak out loud in English for 5 minutes. Or review 5 vocabulary phrases. Choose one, and this becomes your non-negotiable daily task. Non-negotiable means you cannot argue with it. You cannot negotiate with yourself. It must be done.
Excellent word, non-negotiable. And that leads us to step 3, which is the actual 7-day discipline challenge.
Right. For the next 7 days, you must do your minimum habit every single day. And each time you show up to do it, you must say the command out loud. Motivation is low, discipline is working.
That sounds like a great challenge. But I have to ask a practical question on behalf of our listeners. Let's say I am doing the challenge. Day 1 is great. Day 2 is great. But on day 3, I get very sick, or I work extremely late and I completely forget. I miss the day entirely. Is the 7-day challenge ruined? Do I fail?
That is a very realistic scenario, and the text is very clear and encouraging about this. If you miss one day, you don't give up, you don't punish yourself, and you certainly don't wait until next Monday to try again.
So what do I do on day 4?
You simply start again immediately. Perfection is not the goal here. Consistency is the goal. Missing one day doesn't destroy your progress, but quitting completely does. If you fall down, just stand back up tomorrow.
That is incredibly comforting. We don't have to be perfect machines. We just have to be consistent humans.
Exactly. And the source actually provides some excellent A2 to B1 level English phrases to help you talk about this exact journey. These are great to use when someone asks you about how your English studies are going.
Oh, let's share some of those phrases. We can break them down quickly.
Listen to this one. I don't always feel motivated, but I try to be consistent.
That's a great natural sentence. It uses the word consistent, which means doing something regularly over time.
Here's another one from the text. Even on bad days, I do at least 5 minutes.
Perfect. Or how about this one? Sometimes I want to quit, but I keep going.
I really like this final one. I made a promise to myself to practice regularly. These phrases perfectly reflect the exact mindset we are building today. It's about acknowledging the difficulty, but focusing entirely on the action.
Let's bring all of this together. We've covered a lot of important ground today. Let's briefly recap the core message for our listeners.
Let's do it. Motivation is just a feeling. It comes and it goes like the weather. You shouldn't rely on it. But discipline is an action. Discipline is the sturdy raincoat. You build discipline through tiny 5-minute minimum habits that are too small to fail. You connect those habits to daily triggers in your environment, like drinking coffee or brushing your teeth.
And most importantly, you track your actions, not your emotions. You give yourself permission to be tired, to be grumpy, and to be stressed. And you do the 5 minutes anyway.
There is one phrase from the text that summarizes this perfectly. It's a beautiful, powerful phrase. My English grows because I show up, not because I feel motivated.
My English grows because I show up, not because I feel motivated. I want everyone listening to remember that phrase. Now, we have an immediate mission for you. Yes, you, the person listening to us right now.
Right now, wherever you are, we want you to say this sentence out loud. I don't feel like studying, but I will do 5 minutes.
And then as soon as this deep dive finishes, we want you to actually do 5 minutes of English practice.
You can reread the notes you took today, you can repeat the phrases we practiced, or you can simply talk to yourself out loud in English about why building discipline is hard for you.
Remember the best advice from the text. You don't become a disciplined person just by listening to a discussion about discipline. You become a disciplined person by actually showing up, especially when you don't feel like it.
That is how your English keeps growing. Slowly, quietly, and very powerfully, even on your worst days.
Before we say goodbye, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought, something to really mull over, to think deeply about today.
Oh, what is the thought?
Well, the text says that tracking your daily actions teaches your brain a powerful lesson. It teaches your brain, I'm a person who keeps promises.
Yes, that is a core part of the psychology behind the system.
So think about this. If keeping a tiny 5-minute daily promise to yourself for English completely rewires your brain to believe that you are a reliable, trustworthy person, how might that new self-trust secretly transform your confidence in every other difficult area of your life?
Wow. That is a fascinating thought. If you prove you can trust yourself with English, maybe you start trusting yourself to ask for a promotion in your career, or to improve your health, or to chase your personal goals.
Exactly. The discipline you build right here, with just 5 minutes of English, might just change everything else. Thank you so much for joining us today on this deep dive.
Please remember to subscribe to the Smart English YouTube channel so you never miss a lesson.
And right now, go down to the comment section and tell us, what is the one non-negotiable minimum habit you are choosing for your 7-day challenge? Is it listening, speaking, or reviewing phrases? Let us know.
We truly cannot wait to read your comments and see your progress. Keep showing up, keep building that discipline, and we will see you for our next deep dive.